It's the end of the day. It's time to close up shop. However, something tells you to stay back for a bit. For the next hour or two, you'll be staying after hours. Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to an in-person, finally,
After
episode
months
of the Double After Hours podcast. It's been a while.
Oh my god. It's been like since August since we recorded one of these in person.
I know. Finally, back.
We're back. We're
So back. Except for Bryce. He's not. He wasn't back.
He is under
Well,
the
he's
weather.
been here.
But like, we haven't been all in the same room in a really long time, and he's not here.
Well, he had to go coughing and hacking and...
No, it wasn't even
vomiting.
that. Like, his neck hurts or whatever.
Oh!
Well, no, yeah.
Okay.
The coughing and hacking yesterday.
Wear a cone. Your neck hurts? Get a brace. I want you built like an ostrich and to show up.
Look like the Tourette's guy with the neck comb.
Yes!
Oh, God.
Yes!
The dream of few, but the aspirations of many.
Oh my god.
Anyways, who are we, Aaron?
He would actually fit that category pretty well. I think he would fit the character.
He would. He would.
Yeah.
Clearly.
He would be able to do
Yeah.
it. I think so.
Who are we?
Who are we? I don't know.
I wish I knew.
So do I.
Well, audience, my name is Aaron Gresser, and I'm here with...
Hi, I'm Charlie Robinson. I'm a Disney fan, and you're gonna hear about it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Virgin Circus, round 2.
Here we go.
And I'm Shane Siegel. Hey, how's it going?
It's going all right, not too bad. So glad we're back in the same room. I don't know.
So happy.
Mr. Belt is happy.
Dude,
What?
Mr. Belt is so happy.
So
We'll explain it once we get to the once we get to the segment.
in case you guys didn't read the title for whatever reason, we're talking about Moana 2 today. It just came out today as
the
we're
moist
recording it.
boogaloo.
Exactly. And we watched it. We just got back from watching it, so it is fresh in our minds.
Oh, yeah.
And our theater experience was
Gen Alpha
was one of the theater experiences I've had of all time. We have a whole section on the wheel dedicated to it.
Yes, we do.
And you'll figure it out.
Please, God, I hope we get it first.
That would be peak.
That would be funny.
Oh, my God. So, anyways,
Yeah.
we will get to the wheel in just a minute.
We will.
Yes.
But first, we gotta do a little round table discussion. Now they're actually all at the table again.
Yes, finally.
About what did we think about this goofy little film?
Well, I enjoyed this one like it was like the last one. It's
Really?
Animation's great, as always. We'll get to it.
Good job, Disney.
Yeah, good job, Disney.
Thank you,
did a
Walt
thing.
Disney. Even though you've been dead for like 60 years.
Yeah, he's been dead since like after the Jungle Book. I don't know. He had no part in this.
Yeah.
His head might have been a part of it, but not the
It's
body.
not frozen. That's a rumor. It's an urban legend that
Sure,
never
I'm kidding.
happened.
I'm joking.
I found the body. It wasn't
joking.
frozen. I was there when they got rid of the body, Shane.
Oh.
You attended the funeral?
Yes.
You were there?
Yeah, ignore the fact I was like -30 or something like that. ignore that quick little timeline error.
Quick fact.
Anyways, Aaron, you make it
It's all
continue
good.
with
Yeah.
your thoughts.
My quick thoughts. So, I mean, the music, like I said, was I haven't talked about the music
Yeah,
yet.
you gotta talk about the movie.
The music is good. We'll get into it. We'll dive deeper, but I just liked it overall.
Okay.
I think I'll just wrap it up quick like that in a bow.
Fair.
Nice. Christmas is not on the way yet. Christmas is coming up in a little.
I mean, after this week, we're gonna start getting into Christmas stuff.
Finally,
Like 8 Crazy Nights.
Let's go.
Oh God.
I wish I was there for that, but I was busy with theater. But hey, I'm done with the show finally.
But Shane, you saw Moana 2.
I did. You
What-
want to hear my thoughts about it?
I would love to. I am gagging for it.
I will say something off the record, but this will be after we're done recording. But anyways, I enjoyed this movie. It was pretty good. Storyline was good. Music was good. What else? Everybody. Cleveland was good.
No, he wasn't there.
Uh-oh.
Oh no! But no. I did enjoy it. Everything about it. Pretty solid film. Even though a lot of it took place in another state of matter of liquid.
Yeah. So I guess
we'll talk about that too.
I guess it's my turn. So as the resident Virgin Meister himself, when it comes to Disney stuff, I think this movie. I guess $1 million question out of the way. Is it better than the original? No, it's not.
Exactly.
I don't think it's as good. I think it's a little worse.
Okay.
Like, I think Moana 1 is one of the best Disney movies of the 2010s. I think it belongs in the top 10 conversation.
Okay.
I don't think it's near here. I think this is like a top 30.
Okay.
I think this movie's okay.
That's fair.
Because the reason I keep kind of going back to this is that this movie is paced very weird. It doesn't really feel like it's a movie, more just a collection of adventures, if that makes
Or
sense.
like short films.
And
per
the
se.
reason I say that, because I was talking to Shane about this a little bit earlier, is that in 2021, when Disney did their like investors call, where basically it was right after COVID, they were trying to like make sure their stock price was okay, so they announced a bunch of stuff to basically prove like, hey, we're worth having around. We're not going to go bankrupt, I swear. That's where we got the announcement for a lot of projects that either are finally coming out like Fantastic Four or stuff that isn't coming out like Armor Wars. And one of the projects they announced, Disney's like animation section, was a show based on Moana. It was going to be one of the first shows that Disney like animation studios, the one who makes like, or Walt Disney Animate, whatever you want to call it. It was going to be one of the first shows that the main animation studio that actually makes the movies was going to produce for Disney Plus. But as production kind of went on, things got weird, and eventually I think it was Iger himself who decided, let's make this into a movie. And this is what we got. And you can really tell this was like a collection of like episodes or like mini things, and then it was just kind of shoved into one movie. I'm not really blaming anyone for this, as I think like this production was really stuck in a weird spot, because this originally I don't think was supposed to go to theaters. That was a very like midway through production decision that it was going to be transformed from a show to a movie. Right. And I don't think it handled it gracefully. You can really tell that Lin-Manuel Miranda wasn't behind the songs, not because I think the songs were awful, but just they didn't have that same flow, they didn't have that same rhythm of them.
As the original movie.
Sure. I think the animation is great. I think it's really good. Like, I love how pretty everything looks. The water still looks great. The animation itself, like, there was ever a moment where I thought it looked like bad. Like, there was actually a lot of times with the character exaggerations, actually, I was laughing my cheeks off.
Like, really good details in the face.
Like, there was a moment where, like, during one of the songs where Moana and the guy friend, who's obsessed with Maui, are, like, schmooving around and, like, doing, like, a walk like an Egyptian dance to bug someone, and it was the funniest thing I've seen in a Disney movie in, like, years. They're just, like, doing the, with, like, their arms moving. It's so funny. I loved that bit. But I don't know. I'll save some of my thoughts for later because that's what we do here. But overall, I think it's okay. And we're going to get into why that is.
Yeah. But yeah, going off of that, how you say like it could be like could be like chopped up into like different sections, but they pushed into a movie. It reminded me, obviously, like we've talked about Ninjago before, but
how does this segue?
Let me explain. Right. They had a certain like a mini season called March of the Oni where it was split into 4 different sections, but it could be merged into just one giant movie, basically.
Okay.
So because it went like the introduction to the Oni taking over Ninjago, going like last hope of like finding safety, and then finally the conclusion of it where we're defeating the enemy and everything is peachy. Just kind of like that.
Well,
so Aaron, do you have the wheel ready?
I do have.
Well, before we get into the wheel, we cannot forget our new and improved.
Yeah, we're not talking about the wheel.
Somewhat marginally improved. We have quicker synopsis. So the movie starts. We get a shot of a crab. He's crabbing around, and then it's Moana Pua, because that's his name, I guess. Or no, is it Pua or Pua?
It's Pua.
I'm gaslighting myself to believe that my pronunciation is correct after Bryce so astutely corrected me. But he can't do that this time because he's not here.
Exactly. Gone fishing.
He's gone fishing.
Gone hacking.
I'm not sure if he's going to be here in another episode this season.
He's gone necking.
Gone streaking.
He would do that.
Would he?
Yeah. Given the opportunity, I think he would.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
If he can pull off the Tourette's guy, he can go streak.
Top 10 places you would streak. Go.
Cleveland.
Why is it always Cleveland?
I'm pulling a you when saying Cleveland.
Like, what, you gonna go up to like the Browns Stadium and just go, hey?
I mean, they're not doing so. Or no. Is it the Browns?
No, they're 3-8. They're doing awful, man.
Let's go.
Not a good time.
Well, where would you streak, Aaron? Where's your top 3 streaking places?
Top 3 streaking places. Probably. Let's see. Maybe downtown Miami.
Okay, very normal there.
Yeah,
that's
you
fair.
fit in.
Yeah, very very good streaking place. Let's see.
Would it be a hot streak?
Hey.
I need a noose.
Oh, okay.
Maybe a little downtown Manhattan.
Interesting.
Maybe like backway alley streaking.
Okay.
Las Vegas.
Could do a little.
You'd want to go on the Vegas Strip?
Yeah.
I've been there before. I've seen a lot.
You've been streaking down there. History.
I saw a homeless guy
experience?
streak.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you compliment him?
No, it was on the other side of the other sidewalk across the street. So I'm like, okay, that's something I never expected to see here.
I'm just gonna derail this even further. You mind telling the audience about who you saw in the bathroom at the theater today?
Excuse me?
in light of the event.
Excuse
In
me?
light of this streaking conversation.
So before the movie starts, it was the trailers for some of the other movies
Sure.
coming out.
Yeah.
I go to the bathroom. I'm just like, all right, I'm going to use the bathroom before the movie starts.
Fair enough.
I walk in, and the first thing I see at the urinal, there's a
What is a what?
no, let me.
You were telling me this earlier.
Yeah,
What is it?
there's a guy at the urinal, shirt up, pants down, all butt.
Wait, like
Just cheeks out.
Cheeks out.
why?
The whole kit caboodle. From like up to the chest. Like the shirt was up to the chest and the pants were down to the shin.
Why was he?
I don't know.
Moana made him feel a certain type of way.
Was he like an old guy?
No, he was like in the like mid 30s or 40s.
Oh, that's even. He's a family man.
I'm just like, all right, that's something I never expected to see in my life. But anyways, here we are.
Did you like
Oh
not
my
go up to him and
God.
go, nice.
Yeah.
Hey, I like what you're doing. Brave work.
How you doing?
Did you go?
Whoa, ass ahoy.
But speaking of ahoy, we're talking about sailing, and sailing relates to Moana. That's my segue to get us out of this
Let's
conundrum.
sail right into the wheel.
Oh, no, we have a
No.
quicker synopsis, Shane.
No wheel yet.
We got derailed thanks to you, Aaron.
No
No,
problem.
it was actually my fault. I
Okay.
actually derailed us
Okay, well,
first.
anyways.
After I talked about streaking, and then we got on to what was going on.
The
in
top
that-
3 streaks.
Oh, I didn't even answer mine.
Yeah.
Top
All right,
streaks.
top 3 streaks. The Detroit Zoo, specifically the polar bear section.
Okay.
It's the coldest part, so it's like the most you have to prove.
All right.
That's fair.
I guess like number 2,
Hard mode.
the Kennedy Memorial. That's got to be up there. There's a whole fire that's always burning, so you'll always be warm. Maybe not a little too warm. You know what I'm saying? I guess number 3. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a good one that's not like a Washington D.C. memorial.
Mount Rushmore.
No, Mount Rushmore's true because they're not going to see it. They're all high up in the sky. They're not going to see it.
yeah.
I don't know.
Grand Canyon.
But no, because who's around to see that? Like, am I going to go in the canyon? No.
The animals there.
I
probably.
have a great pitch for you.
Oh boy.
I want to streak right here.
right here.
Just guys.
Charlie, what are you doing?
But anyway, yeah, we actually have to start talking about this.
Yeah,
darn movie.
let's
Yeah.
get it.
We got really derailed. I'm sorry. But guys, Moana, Pua, and the stupid little chicken, they're memeing around trying to find different islands, trying to find different people. They find a cup. They're like, oh, hey, maybe people were here. They go back home. They sing a goofy little song that's kind of just okay. Establishes the world that everything's great and I finally know who I am. Wonderful. And they're talking to the little sister or whatever. It's like, oh, Moana has a little sister right now. Isn't she like 16, 18? All right. Kind of
right.
have another kid because this one's out wayfinding, I guess. I don't know. But we're kind of getting slowly introduced to our band of characters, like the old man who I forgot the name of, like the I don't know, the canoe boat engineer inventor lady, and the guy who's really obsessed with Maui. This is kind of what this scene is doing. She's talking to like her parents.
Fanboy, basically.
Yeah, basically. She's talking to her parents. Is like, hey, maybe like these people like really found something. Like, I'm not sure. And then eventually, if I remember correctly, the next scene is like we get Maui. He's kind of stuck in like the realm of the monsters, or I think if I remember correctly, like the underworld or whatever. And the bat god, I forgot these humans' names. I should probably look up who these humans' names are.
I'll continue, but the bat goddess is like keeping Maui there, and is
Yes.
like, yeah, you're not going anywhere. And then it goes back to the island where Moana is with everybody, and they're trying to figure out or calling to the ancestors about information relating to other people out in the world. And while this is happening, purple lightning strikes, and Moana is transported to this vision where she sees the first sailor of the island as he's sailing. I forget the guy's name, but he does that. He gets lost at sea, and then the grandma shows up and is like, you need to go out there and find more people, bring up an island that's down below, and
find the fireball. Follow the fireball. That was the big thing.
Find the lost city of Atlantis.
I was about to say, I think
say Ouroboros.
I mean,
anyways.
I don't know my Polynesian history like the back of my hand, because why would I? But I'm not sure if Atlantis was a thing yet, because they say like 1,000 years like happened like before this nonsense did. So like, I don't know.
That's fair.
But anyway, that's a story for another day. But the point is that there's also a funny scene at like the feast banquet thing where the stupid Michael Jackson kid who we talked about in the first movie,
the original
shows up
Rizzler.
again. The Polynesian Rizzler himself. And he shows up and he like does the stupid little face, and then Moana does like a dance back and gives a better face, and it's like that's my Disney princess. That's my girl. Like there she is. But
That's your homegirl?
why not?
Home slice.
She's no Jasmine, but she's number 2. But anyway, so that was funny. I just want to briefly mention that. But yeah, the point of this whole sequence is that the ancestors tell Moana, you gotta follow the fireball. You gotta figure out what the heck is going on to raise up the lost city or the lost island. And her mom is like, you can't do this alone, you little goober. And she's like, you gotta assemble a crew. And she's like, all right. So like she assembles a crew or whatever. And like with the characters we talked about previously, and somewhere in the sequence she sings another song. I'm forgetting the song's name. We're probably going to talk about it when we get to songs, but I do want to mention it because it is, semi-important.
The songs might be on Spotify, which
that is true.
Yeah, but anyways,
the movie just came out. It's probably on there.
After she gets the crew, her and the crew start sailing out.
Yeah, it's Beyond, that one. She sings Beyond. Mm-hmm. And then eventually, like, the whole important part of this is that this sequence sets up, like, what does Moana have to lose this time? Because, like, the whole thing is like, oh, you were a kid, you didn't know what you have to lose. That's why the little sister is there, like, kind of give her, like, I need to come back home to see her or whatever. That's, like, the whole point of that.
Sure.
And they go out to sea.
Sail the 7 seas.
And obviously, like, it's going to take a while because, like, they're trying to follow a fireball. And then we get another song, if I remember correctly, of, like, them, like, trying to work together where that stupid little marching dance that I mentioned earlier that kind of killed me.
Yeah, with the one girl trying to fix stuff on the boat, the other one steering the boat, and the old guy
just kind of hiding.
He's just being old.
Just hiding in, like, the quarters and just trying to make sure the point... Because he's a farmer, so that's why he's here, to make sure people don't starve.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, the whole point of that song, got to make sure these people work together. Then eventually we get another scene of Maui. He's, like, trying to, like, meme around and get out of the heck of his little situation. Like, he's like, oh, maybe the
he's
fish...
captured.
Maybe he's captured by Bat Lady McGee. And, like...
Batwoman.
No. And, like, she's captured by Batwoman. What? Oh,
No, you just
yeah.
Batwoman. Anyways, continue.
Dang it. I was foiled again by my own hubris. But,
Womp womp.
yeah, exactly. Aaron, did she say, like, womp womp to something in this movie?
Yeah, I was like, when she was like, you're going to come back?
Womp,
I
womp.
might not. No,
Womp.
womp, womp. So funny.
So mean. But
So real.
So good.
it's so good. But,
So good.
he tries to get his hook back. All the fish are kind of like, they might get the fish because they're climbing up on him. They're shooting goop, and, like, he doesn't get the fish back. Whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. And then eventually, we get another scene. We get Moana. She's, like, I can't, like, there's a bunch of other buck of nonsense. She only owns on this quest because, like, didn't you mention, like, they get a vision from the ancestors?
She did get the vision about, like, if she raises finds the island, raise it up,
Everything's fine.
everybody can just everybody can find each other again.
I think we forgot to establish that there was a vision. She didn't, like, just do this, like, because
I did mention.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll cut that part out, I guess. But
It's all good.
the important part in this next scene is that, like, they're sailing around, they're memeing around, and they find a massive island, which they believe to be the MacGuffin. But it's actually the coconut people from the last movie. Remember the last movie? That's going to be a running trend. But,
Oh my God, yeah.
and
It's like nostalgia.
basically,
for
it's
things
only
that-
8 years
Right.
ago.
Nostalgia for things that aren't nostalgic yet.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's nostalgic, I guess, to us, because
Give
we're,
it
like,
time.
adults now, so we can be.
Oh, sure.
Like, still, like, eh. But anyway,
To Bryce, who dreamed the whole movie.
will he dream this one? I mean, he hasn't seen it yet, as far as we know, so probably not.
Yeah.
But
We'll see.
they run into a massive clam that's like a size of a mountain, basically. And they have to negotiate a truce with the coconut people. It's like, hey, if you help us take out this clam, we'll help you find your island because we both want the same thing. So we get a fun little scene where that's the whole thing, and like one coconut person is on the Moana ship with the crew. They eventually are able to take out the clam.
You forgot to mention the part where they get tranquilized and they have the neurotoxins in their body, and then the antidote, it's just a giant blobfish with a big nose.
Yeah, it's like big green blobfish who just like waltzes over them and like absorbs
Slops
them.
over.
Which is like, that's a decision. Okay.
And basically, where they get the darts is from
his nose,
the excrements of the blobfish. There we go.
Yeah, because I mean, the first one had a pee joke. I guess we had to have something here.
Of course.
But they're eventually able to defeat the clam. They're eventually able to figure it out. But the big ship with all the coconut people isn't going to make it, so they cut the line and promise to find them later. So that happens. Oh no, oh Scooby, Scooby, Scoo. And they eventually get sucked into like the underworld realm of the monsters. I kind of keep forgetting what it's called, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. It's Realm of the Monsters.
I would think so.
And Moana gets separated from the main crew and cast. The main crew ends up finding Maui, who's in prison, and help him get out. But Moana ends up finding the Bat Lady, where she starts singing a song about how you need to think a little differently because, you know, like, hey,
that song went pretty hard, though, I will say. I thought they were setting her up to be like a villain. I was like, oh my God. I would think so,
a villain song in my Disney movie?
Like a plot twist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Screw me for wanting things. But I will give her this. Her song was pretty fun. And the important part of that is that it taught Moana to think outside the box and think differently.
It's my favorite song in the movie.
Oh, same here.
Yeah, it's probably mine. It's in contention with the Maui one later, but that one is really good. So eventually Moana learns, I gotta think a little differently. She finds like the little area, the glowy orb that Maui found earlier in the movie. She does a nice little dance. Maui and Moana kind of reunite for a bit, and they get summoned back to like where the fallen city might be. But the whole important part of this is that humans aren't supposed to be there. They're going to die. They're basically setting themselves up for failure in Maui's words. So it creates like that tension between the group. Until eventually, everything kind of goes a ruckus because they get jumped by big electric eels and they get stranded on an island. Oh no. Everyone's sad. All is lost moment. And they end up finding the island where the original ancestors, before they stopped wayfinding, crashed. So, oh no, they never even made it this far. What are we gonna do?
Nothing.
Just kidding. They do something. Die. No, that's the whole rest of the movie. They just starve to death.
Yeah.
They eat the pig.
Yep.
Finally.
And then the chicken.
Eventually. But
I wish.
Moana 3, we finally eat the chicken.
Yay.
Dude, I'd watch that.
Moana 3, bacon and eggs for breakfast.
That's a Disney Plus short waiting to happen. It's just Pua going into like an oven. Or Pua. I keep saying his name wrong.
Pua.
I keep saying my stupid version.
But yeah, anyways, then Maui is convincing Moana on how she should work on, like, or how to.
You gotta find your confidence back, girl. You're in your it phase.
That's what it is.
You can't give us the ick of having no confidence. God forbid. It's actually not, like, in all serious note, it is a very cute song where basically Maui is giving a role reversal of what Moana did to him in the first movie. I thought that was cute. That was fun. We get a fun little song in there with some cute animation. And then eventually, while they're doing this little ballad, I guess, the crew fixes the ship with the original ancestors parts. Very cool.
Somehow.
I mean, the oar, that one makes sense. The sail, I'm not sure. But you know what? I think it works out enough. A lot of movies do that.
They use the guy's fan art for the sail.
Yeah. Why not?
That apparently fan art is real in the Moana universe.
Yeah, I didn't expect to hear like fan art or fanfic in my Moana movie. That was a little weird.
Yeah, that was
that was a little too meta.
They see it and they're like, oh, it's just a fanfic.
Yeah, there was like a moment in there where like I don't remember what a character said, but Maui said, "Trust me, that'll make sense in 2000."
The butt dial.
Yeah, the butt dial.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the one that got me.
I think I looked at you and I was like,
Yeah.
"You're not the
I saw
genie.
it too.
Stop."
Yeah. Oh.
Right.
Because that felt like something the genie would say after he goes 10,000 years, when he gives me a crick in the neck. By the way, I accidentally butt dialed you. See you later.
Yeah.
That feels like that feels like a genie. You know what? It all just comes back to every side character is trying to be the genie too hard.
Exactly.
I don't know when we're going to talk about Aladdin, but eventually.
Future pending.
They're not going to live up to Robin Williams.
They never will. It's why he's my hero. But anyway.
So after they fix the boat and everything, they start heading their way to the island.
Yes.
And as they're going to the island, the storm demigod is attacking the boat, and Maui is stopping it. However, they learn something. The demigod is only focused on the humans not making it to the island.
Yes.
And Maui is like, all right, you guys
distract him. I'm gonna go lift up the island.
That was Moana's idea.
It was Moana's idea.
But it was like they do that. Maui makes it to the center. He tries to lift it up, but fails a couple times, and then finally the storm god strikes him with his lightning, and then just completely destroys his power.
Yes, like he loses his
power.
demigod status at this point in the movie and like falls to the ocean. Moana like obviously jumps in and goes to save him.
You know what? You're bad. Untattoos your Maui.
And then what happens is that she goes down to the bottom of where the island is and then touches the top of it because the whole MacGuffin was like the humans need to save it first, not the demigods.
Right.
And she touches it and like everything goes glowy and she quote unquote dies. And then obviously Maui
Wait. She dies.
Lest we forget, that's the TM. Dies. And she jumps so she's quote unquote dead, but she has an air bubble around her because Maui comes in and like kind of like tries to save her. He starts singing a song, and like the force ghosts of a bunch of characters show up and start singing songs, and eventually she's A-OK, gamers.
With a new tattoo.
Yeah,
Amazing.
because I looked it up just to make sure. She's a demigod now.
Wow,
cool.
Okay. She went past princess status.
That felt like a movie 3 beat, but okay, I guess we'll do it now.
Can we also mention the fact of how towards like the beginning, Moana was able to hug her Force Ghost grandma?
Oh, to grow up. All Force Ghosts can hug their other Force Ghosts.
Yeah,
no,
that's fine.
but Moana hugging a Force Ghost.
Shane, are you saying this because she's a woman?
No.
The Double After Hours podcast is not.
But we are right.
Amen.
Woo! I don't like that women could touch other women in this movie. This movie blows.
Oh my god.
Anyways.
But Moana's new design, gorgeous.
Have fun finding that in the future there,
Yeah, 2036.
haters. Yeah.
Future haters.
When it's like season 15.
Yeah. They're going to come back. Remember when you guys said...
But
and
guys,
3, 2, 1, cancel.
We blame Bryce.
but just
Amen. Bryce.
you know what? He wasn't even here. Still his fault. True. But just in case we guys find this clip out of context in the future when we're big and rich and famous and we have billions of dollars to our names,
Exactly.
that was a joke.
For legal
Well-
reasons.
Well.
You are not helping our case.
But yeah, anyways, going back.
Yes, going back to Feminism 101, aka Moana 2.
Amen.
But anyway, the point is that Moana is alive. She gets sung back to life, and they eventually are able to raise up the new island. And all the other people they're able to find, they start showing up in droves. They sail back to their original island to Motunui. They reconnect with the little sister, and they're like, "Look at all the people we brought."
There's a lot of them.
And they believe that's how the movie ends, with them sailing into the future, just like the first one.
Exactly.
Except there's a post-credit scene where we get Bat Lady McGee, Batwoman herself, meeting up with the evil demigod who I forgot the name of.
Just the Storm King.
The Storm God.
Yeah.
I know he has a name. I just forgot it. Like, how the heck did let this happen? None of this could have happened unless you intervene. And she gets chained up in lightning bolts. And then we get a surprise
Your favorite
appearance
character.
by Tamatoa, the crab.
From the first movie.
And he's like, "Hey, I also hate these guys. You want to team up?" And they're like, "No." And he's like, "All right, see you later."
All right. See ya.
So yeah, now that's the movie.
Yep.
The moist critical. All right. See you guys later.
Hey, I'm a crab now.
Give it a nice 65%.
Also, he's not shiny anymore. He lost all of his shine.
Yeah. He had bones on him. I think he lost a
It
leg.
was so sad. Wasn't he like still shiny at the end of the first movie? What happened there?
I don't know. Who knows?
Did they just not want to animate the gold?
Probably. They got too lazy. It's
Boo.
Disney.
Hey,
I'm kidding.
they're not lazy.
Or am I?
They're right.
All right. Well, that was our quick synopsis.
That was a much
that
quicker
somehow
synopsis.
derailed into
God.
talking about streaking and cheeks.
That's a record. I think it was like, what, 20 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, when we said go quicker, we went quicker.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did. All right.
Amazing.
Spin that wheel.
Oh, boy.
Yes, we do. We got to spin that wheel. We got to make sure to actually like
Belt.
extend this out.
Belt.
No way.
Oh, come on, baby. Come on.
No way.
Come on.
No way.
Come on. Belt!
Oh my
Let's
god.
go! Okay.
All right, you guys got to explain this one. What the heck does this actually
So
mean?
this is our the reason that we're saying it is because this is our experience in the theater, because as we mentioned
Oh my
earlier, there was a
God.
lot of kids there.
Gen Alpha.
But yeah, definitely Gen Alpha. And Aaron and I were experiencing it the most. Aaron, would you like to talk about your part, what you
Oh,
experienced?
I would love to. So we were sitting on the left side, kind of
near the front.
a little bit near the front.
First three
but-
seats.
Yeah, first 3 seats on there, and there was a family of like, I think it sounded like about 3 Gen Alpha kids and like a single mom, right? And these kids are not interested in this movie at all.
None of the kids in the
Nah,
they
movie
don't
were
care.
Not interested.
And they are making the most demonic screeches I have ever heard.
I heard them too. I'm just like, what's
Like-
going on?
This is like, okay, if you remember Back to Work Stories, the Mountain Dew kid
Oh my god.
sounded like the Mountain Dew kid, like that, just like absolute.
I was hearing
It got worse as the movie went on.
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
Yes. Now I don't know if he was like trying to impersonate, like I think like one of the crabs, the hermit crab, was like making that sound. And he was like doing it back,
Or
Yeah.
like, or the
but louder.
or like the coconut people.
Yeah, something.
Or hey.
I don't know.
Probably.
But these kids were so rowdy.
Aaron was
they,
fuming.
They couldn't sit down. And their mom, through the entire movie, was like, sit down! Sit down! What are you doing? Sit down!
We're gonna leave.
Yeah,
We're gonna
they,
leave.
they did
She
mention
did
that.
threaten to leave.
But
Yeah.
the kid was like, no, I want to stay. Wah.
And then it was like, she was like, I'm going to eat your candy.
Yeah, I remember that. She was like, "We're gonna leave right now. I'm stealing your candy."
Yeah.
We're leaving now.
Is that
because
your
we're leaving,
priority?
I'm stealing your candy.
It's like, you think that's gonna make it better?
And so the kids were still screaming throughout the entire movie. And then there were the kids running around.
yes.
Oh my god.
Idiots. Not sure what was happening there, but they were just kind of running around the theater, and their mother
going in
was nowhere to be.
circles.
I don't think it was the same kids. I think
No,
these were
that was a different
kids.
brigade.
different. I do remember. So there was also this one scene which involved the Bat Lady, and Aaron, this is
the best one.
Aaron, you should turn off your mic just so that you're able to laugh. But there's the part where with the Bat Lady, the second time she shows up, it's just only her feet, and some kid in the back of like the back of the theater just says feet.
Just goes, feet!
like it's a sports game. Da 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 da.
Feet. Aaron, I look at Aaron, we're just like, we're trying not to laugh.
Crying. I had tears streaming
I
down my
did
face.
too.
It was so funny.
the funny thing about this is that I did not hear like that part at all.
What?
Again, half deaf. It probably came in handy here.
Yeah,
I guess.
I wasn't.
Lucky.
I was luckily disabled for this entire experience, and I mean, I heard the kids stuff because they were right behind me.
Oh,
as well,
sure.
because we all sat in the same place, obviously.
Everybody heard the demonic screeches
Of course.
Gen Alpha.
But I did not hear the feet part because I remember like Shane, I think, was looking at me at one point, like, do you hear these things that are happening? Like
did-
looking at me for guidance or whatever. And I'm just like sitting there locked in, like analyzing the movie from like a
sure.
screenwriting perspective. Like, okay, this is what this is doing well. This is what whatever.
Meanwhile, Aaron and I are just sitting over here, just laughing up a storm.
But I think the thing that snapped me back to reality,
Oh, there goes
it
gravity.
was like near the end, is that Maui showed up and some kid in the back went, "Ah!" Like they were scared of the characters. It's like Maui just showed up. This is like the end of the movie when they were used to him. So like they see him again and they're like, "Ah!"
it was a lot.
I remember one time in the one part of the movie where what part was it? It
What
was.
was it?
Oh my goodness! I think it was when Maui was holding Moana.
Yeah,
like, and they were she was
on the
quote, unquote
yeah.
dead, and this kid behind us. This is the same kid that's doing the demonic screeching, by the way. Goes, Moana's dead. She's dead.
And the mom's like, no, she's just sleeping. And I saw like your perspective when Moana comes back to life. You like snapped your fingers like sniper, no sniping. And just goes, oh man.
At that point, I was just like, all right, guys, come on, guys.
Let's get out of here. And then like Maui gets his tattoos back,
like,
which we'll get back to in a minute, and you're just like, dang it,
man.
And then like Moana reunites with your sister, and then you were just pissed at that point. You're just like, God, no one's suffering.
Where's my death and destruction?
I was promised a character death by no one except for myself.
Oh my god.
We'll just have to wait for the third movie.
You see, moments like this is what makes the theater experience so annoying but so funny.
Oh yeah.
Because like I totally understand people who don't want to go to the theater. I am a dork. This is my life. I love movies and stuff like that's like so much a part of me that I will go to the theater experience gladly any day of the week. But this is why people don't.
Right. Oh my god.
But
and there was a baby screaming too, which
the whole time.
There's a lot of screeching.
it was
right behind me.
It was right behind you.
I did hear it.
And it sucked because like the whole half deaf thing, like I have to like fun fact about me, I watch things with subtitles now. Not because it's that bad, but it's more of sometimes I mishear things and I want confirmation. That's just the way I am.
I do that too.
But I'm not old. I'm 20. Like guys, I'm not that old. But
no veterans pass yet.
I'm sitting there like trying to lock in and read these characters' mouth flaps, and I'm just hearing like I was about to like look back at that kid and like Brian from Family Guy when the kid is like,
Where you like that, huh? You like that? Where? You turn this out, don't you? Where?
This is why none of us should be allowed to have children.
Oh my god.
If when I have children, I'm gonna teach them proper theater etiquette.
Yeah.
No, what you need to teach him is Mr. Belt.
Oh yeah,
I don't think we can get away with that anymore.
Aaron started.
Yeah, Mr. Belt is it's the reason it's called Mr. Belt on the wheel.
Because Aaron just did not like these kids.
Oh
Does not
So
like kids.
for fun, before we move on to the next section, let's recap everything that happened at this theater. We saw a guy at the urinal, pants down, shirt up,
Cheeks out.
cheeks out, bare for the world
cheeks.
to see. No action. We saw that guy go out of the urinal.
Sure.
We had a group of kids screaming out of their mind
And shrieking like demons.
someone yelling for someone's feet.
Yeah.
A kid who was scared about seeing Maui after the movie was basically over.
Yeah.
And just like
Kids running around.
they're memeing around.
Yeah, memeing around.
Dead.
Yep.
No, she's sleeping. And Aaron fuming that they didn't kill off the marketable Moana.
And the many, many times the one mom behind us went,
Shh, you need to leave.
dude.
Get out.
Oh my god.
It's like
Yeah.
Mr. Krabs, get out!
Our theater experience was really weird.
It was, but yeah. Anyways, that is
more fun at MJ.
It's more fun with
Really is.
Mr. Belt.
Is it though?
Oh yeah.
But speaking of Mr. Bell, we gotta find out the next section on this wheel and give it a nice little spin.
It's more fun with Mr. Belt. I'm gonna start singing that now.
It's like we change it as like our like jingle for every episode.
Yeah, right.
Oh God.
Oh.
Like, after each movie, we come back and we're like, it's more fun with Mr. Belt.
Can't wait.
All right, what do we land on?
All right, next up on the wheel, we were talking about the side characters.
Okay,
All right.
so as evident by I don't remember anyone's names beside the characters who appeared in the first movie, but also I'm just bad with names that are different cultures because I'm white bread man.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Farmer, builder, fanboy. Go.
Farmer builder fanboy, Bat Lady McGee, Coconut along for the ride,
Coconut Hunter.
Little Sister. I don't think I'm missing. Those are some of the big ones.
Yeah.
So
Moana Jr.
as much as I'm like not remembering their names, I don't know. I didn't think the side characters were an awful idea. As like in your pursuit to make this different from the first movie, you kind of have to mix it up in terms of the characters who are there.
Sure.
Oh, definitely.
Like I liked the idea that Moana had to teach a new group of people what to do.
How to actually sail.
Like how to sail, like how Maui taught to her. That's a good idea of character progression. I just don't think the movie went hard enough into it with the side characters. Like
Yeah.
we get one song and scene where like they're memeing around and trying to like build teamwork.
Sure.
But we really don't get a lot of moments where I feel like Moana is teaching them stuff that Maui taught her, because that's one of the best parts of the first movie, like that whole dynamic and seeing Moana pass it on as she gets more acquainted in her new role.
Right.
That's a cool idea in theory. I totally understand why the writers pitched that. Again, I just think they didn't go hard enough into it. This movie's like 100 minutes long, like 140. So it's like around the same length as Moana 1.
Yeah.
And it felt like we spent too much time on the island in the beginning of the movie to not give some of these side characters a little
Exactly
fleshed out.
100 minutes for the
Thank you.
Was it
Okay.
really? Wow.
Yeah, I was right on the money. So
Right.
I felt like this one should have been a little longer, because I don't hate the side characters in like totality. Like, sure, a lot of them are tropes, like the builder lady who's never upset, like never like sitting there and like accepting her work is perfect, always striving to make something better. Mei Hatsume from My Hero, but Polynesian. That's your pitch. You have the fanboy. We've all seen a fanboy before. You know the stereotype. Who like then meets the idol. Oh my god. And then old man
Bryce
McGee,
with
who
his,
doesn't want to
rock.
be there, who like just kind of wants to be in his own little corner. Like, they're tropes, and I don't think any of the characters were annoying or as useless as the the side characters in Wish, who I think had it the worst. The problem is that like they give a reason for why each character is there. Like, the fanboy knows all the stories of the tribe, and like he knows Maui, and he's strong, and he's able to do stuff in the boat that other characters maybe can't. The engineer is obviously there to help fix the boat and keep things intact. The farmer is there to make sure they don't starve. There's a reason. I'm not saying these characters like they're useless. Like, there's a tactical reason for why they're there. It just felt like they didn't go hard enough with them. They didn't like establish who they really were and their deal outside of their tropes.
Right.
I guess before we move on to the other characters, do we have any opposing, agreeing thoughts?
No,
I agree with everything that you said.
I do agree with wanting to train the characters a little bit more with the side characters. And, you know, like you said, it is a very cool idea, you know, having that kind of progression as, oh, now she's the leader, now she's going to go do that. But didn't
Take
see
the
a whole lot of
reins.
that.
Yeah.
It was just kind of, I don't want to parrot, but, you know, it's yeah.
It's something.
You need to show more of that. Because that was definitely a good idea.
What do you think, Shane?
It was good seeing them, like you said, they all added their own contributions to it, and how they were obviously able to work together. Like with the engineer using all the paper that the fanboy had of all the stories, and also of his fanfic,
Yeah.
to use as the sail,
Oh.
and also with the farmer contributing with saving Maui after he lost his demi powers. But all in all, it was pretty good to have him there. But yeah, I'll leave it at that.
So I guess like other side characters that were introduced, the little sister, she kind of has a similar-ish problem where like she is totally just there so Moana has something back home that isn't just like her parents and the village. It's something new.
Yeah, which, fun fact, what her father is voiced by Tamira Morrison, a.k.a. Boba Fett.
Yeah, and Jango Fett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, hey, it's Disney. All these actors kind of work together and other stuff. But,
Exactly.
But hey, it's hearing clone commanders like in Moana, that's pretty fun. I don't know.
I don't want to say the little sister was kind of just there, yay, and,
Sure.
like unnecessary.
Skippy-dee-dee.
But I don't know. I think, you know, having, you know, her parents and the village.
And the original Rizzler there.
No,
the
it's
Michael
the-
Jackson kid.
I'm not Moana's not exactly like going back to Motunui to see the Rizzler.
Also the Moana bees.
Oh yeah, that was a whole
can't
because Moana's famous now. Not as famous
Yeah.
as the Rizzler.
Exactly.
Dude, that kid was on Jimmy Kimmel.
Let's
Or was
get
it-
him on the
no,
show.
It was Fallon. I'm sorry, it
Fallon.
was Fallon.
Let's get him on the show.
He's too good for Jimmy Dog Kibble.
Oh, my God, I can't.
Let's get him on the show. Interview him right here. Take Bryce's seat.
The Rizzler.
Rizzler, if you're listening to this, please take over Bryce's
Whose
spot.
real name is Christian. apparently.
Christian.
I love the memes where it's the Godfather, where like Big Justice is like, or,
It's just like, hey, what are you gonna get from
I didn't
Walmart,
mean to call you
Christian?
I
And then
didn't-
it's just like,
I didn't
I
mean
haven't
to call
heard
you.
that name in a long time.
No, but then like the memes are like, I didn't mean to call you Christian. Then like Rizzler's about to Godfather him, just totally take it. But anyway, as much as we love talking about Michael Jackson Rizzler kid, back to the little sister.
Yes.
I don't know. It's fine. I don't have a problem with that character being there.
Yeah,
she's there.
she's just kind of a kid character. She's not annoying, or at least I wasn't really that annoyed by her, but it's more of a new character for Moana to care about, I guess.
Something for all the little kids behind us to look up to.
Oh my god, my sister's Moana, and your sister's in someone's suit.
And your sister is annoying.
And your sister is rolling on the ground.
I just gotta get the
your
belt
sister
later.
and your sister is screeching.
I like the idea the dad is like already unhooking the belt preemptively as the movie goes on.
The dad was not there.
Yeah, there was no father.
There's always a father. We just don't know where
Probably
he is.
at the bar.
Wow.
At the bar at MJR.
The MJR bar.
Getting sloshed at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Probably. Yeah, he might have the day off. He might have tomorrow
That's
off.
Thanksgiving
from work.
week.
Yeah,
Sure,
as we're
but
recording
I
this,
thought we were
so.
gonna
He's
go
pre-gaming before Thanksgiving.
We watched this thing at 2 p.m. I thought like it was gonna be right before schools got out, but I guess they had a half day today. I don't know. But
A lot of schools get out today for
Really?
break. Yeah, because then
so they only give them Monday and then the rest of the week off.
no. They usually do like full day Monday, half day Tuesday, and then
okay.
Wednesday through Friday. 'Cause that's what we did at Hope.
No.
you see, I'm cool. I just got to go home after.
I don't care. Anyways, back.
Well.
Look how mad
I'm
he
actually
is.
not that bad.
Human.
He was mad because he didn't get to get home earlier.
I'm okay.
But side characters, I think the last big ones
Yeah.
to cover is Bat Lady McGee.
Yeah.
She shows
They
up
needed-
until the halfway point, and then
I mean, she was there
she's
earlier.
gone. Yeah, I know, but like she's there until the halfway point, and then where she's not there for the rest of the movie.
There
except
need to
for the
be more
post-credit.
with that.
Yeah.
There need to be so much more.
It would have been cool to see if like her escaping from the clam and then meeting up with the storm demigod. Or whatever it was.
Yeah, I mean, guys, hot drunken clam. I know she's in Family. Holy crap, Lois!
Yeah,
This
she's a
reminds me of the
Family
time
Guy.
I saw Bat Lady.
Yeah. She had to go visit Quahog real quick. Have a quick,
All right.
Stop it.
Why is Quagmire in Moana? Is it the sequels?
Oh,
is that what we get at?
Nasty.
Spider-Man 2, Moana 2. What's next?
They're all connected to Family Guy somehow. I mean,
No.
It's like Kevin Bacon.
Charlie.
7 Degrees
Charlie.
of Family Guy.
Charlie.
Yes.
Everybody gets one.
You already had your one. We cut out 5 minutes of footage from Spider-Man 2.
The uncut.
But anyway, Bat Lady McGee. Let's stay on track here, guys.
Let's not go back to the drunken clam. Let's go back to Bat Lady.
Oh, whatever. The point is that to Aaron's point, there needed to be more of her.
Yes.
As her song is really fun, and like the way like she's moving around with the bats, and like she's an interesting character. Like she has tension with Maui. Like
I just feel like I don't know enough about.
I agree. There's a history
Yeah.
there that I think we should have seen.
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, you create this whole original, yes, your cool OC, and then you do
new God.
you do nothing with it.
It's like, all right,
Disney.
I mean, I'm sure like she's gonna be in the third one if they make something like that. They're
or
probably
like a,
maybe
like
they're
a
playing
shorts.
maybe they're playing the long game with her.
Oh sure.
They
You know
could do
this
a
is gonna
short
be
with her.
Moana 3. You know it.
I mean, if this movie does well, then probably.
yeah.
Who knows? It's got some steep competition this year. Wicked. That's gonna give it a heck of a
That's
fight.
true.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Is that all the side characters? The new crew.
Yeah.
Bat Lady.
The Bat
kid.
Lady, the kid. Am I missing anyone? I mean, I guess we could talk briefly about like the Storm God, the evil one who appears in the
Yeah.
post-credit scene, who's like alluded to. I mean, we don't really know much about him. I'm sure they're gonna see him in Moana 3. I'm sure he's gonna be the big Thanos villain. He was
sure.
He was intimidating,
Yeah.
I guess.
Cool idea for him.
I like the idea that we're seeing the other gods. I think that's a very natural progression of this series. I don't know.
Do something with them.
Yeah, just
Exactly.
I wish they had the sauce the original characters had, but I don't know. I don't think they're there yet.
You know, there is something that we can do, Aaron.
Is it spin that wheel?
Yes.
That's true.
That's true. We can do that. Or not. No.
I mean, we kind of have to.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So
What is it?
dang. So we got a new wheel. It's
Yes.
an app this time around because Wheel Decide. I think I mentioned this before,
Yeah,
but Wheel
you did.
Decide is not great.
It's
And this one has
poopy.
it just spins forever. Okay, there we go. Finally. All right, let's talk about the animation.
I liked it, to be honest. Like as we mentioned earlier, we talked about the features in the face. Like it did have a good it was a good addition for it, even for like up close shots, especially like for Maui, Moana, and you can even see like the mouth movements, especially during the singing. You know.
Yeah.
I still liked it. All the action scenes were cool.
It's very bright and colorful.
Oh, definitely.
Ooh, shiny.
Shiny.
That's the song the crab
The song of the century.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Did you watch Moana 1 recently?
Wait, what's that?
I watched it when we did the episode.
Shut up.
I don't think I've seen it.
But he thwarted my plans, but
Drat.
Oh man,
the crab isn't dead either. He's just gone. But on the topic of the animation, I do agree it looks very pretty. I guess the one thing is that I don't think the movie gave itself a lot of chances to really show it off. Like, sure, like everything like looks a little nicer because it's like 8 years after they made the first one, so it's like cool.
Definitely.
Computers have improved.
But again, like I keep mentioning with the fact that it used to be a TV show and now it's a movie, you can tell. Like I'm not saying this movie didn't have the sauce. I'm saying is that I keep thinking to Moana 1 and how many shots in that movie like really like floored me. You know?
Sure.
The shot where like Moana like puts like her hand on the lava monster's on her forehead. That's a great image. And I just felt like there wasn't really a shot in this movie that harkened back to something similar to that, where the animators could really go like, look how detailed this is. As it felt like it was very polished, but a little stilted. I'm not trying to discredit any of the work the animators put on this one. It's like, it looks great. Maybe this is more of a cinematography problem, but
Could be.
it felt like it's pretty, but man, it just maybe was playing it a little too safe. It looked a little bit like it felt as polished as Encanto, but where Encanto had songs and sequences that are always changing around. The songs in this one always, I think, played it a little safe. And maybe that harkens back to, I think, the biggest problem with this movie is that it's playing it a little too safe.
Sure.
And that's what I'm kind of getting out of the animation here. It's great. It's pretty. But it never had that moment where I was really wowed by it.
Wow. That's fair. I don't like it. Aaron, what are your thoughts?
I did see that too. Now that you're mentioning it, it's like kind of coming back to me. I was very distracted by the demon kids behind us. Can you tell?
Yeah, I mean,
Clearly.
Ooh, why focus on the movie, right? But yeah, no.
Lobotomy.
What?
You might need a lobotomy to remove the demon kids.
Yeah. Is it from Mr. Dremel?
sure, why not?
Why not? Just because. But yeah, no, I didn't see anything like super. I don't want to say creative, but that's also the word I want to use.
Right.
You know, everything just feels very like, movie.
It felt like
TV show.
it was trying too hard to be the first movie at times.
Sure.
Oh, you know what? I completely forgot about the side characters. The one thing I did want to mention, the coconut guy that they kind of bring along for the ride.
Oh, the hunter?
Man, they gave him nothing. Like after he totally left his like tribe.
Yeah.
That sucks. Like I get like he can't talk. So like as a character he isn't really built for some of this stuff, but like you make this whole deal of him joining your crew and you give him nothing. Anyway, quick aside. But
yeah, no, that's fine. So yeah, no, I definitely agree with that on that end. So they could have, there could have been like a few more sprinkled in,
sure,
if any. You know,
I guess like on the topic of still of animation, I loved Moana's new design. I know I mentioned it earlier. Like
her design was really
like
clean.
She like looked great in this movie. Like I liked the bit where like it was kind of her first movie, but it had a little bit of like details to show that time has passed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know. Like sure, I have like this movie isn't perfect, but like you can look at it. I don't know. It doesn't feel like a downgrade. It's just like, man, I really wish they had that moment that really floored me. Because I think back to how visceral and violent the bit was where Maui's hook broke in the first movie.
Sure.
And I was looking at the bit where like his tattoos are getting sucked away and he's losing his demigod status. And I'm like, man, it's just like, it just isn't hitting. Mm-hmm. You know?
But yeah, the little tattoo guy got Thanos snapped too.
Oh yeah, he did. They were gonna stab him away. I forgot about that.
I don't feel so good, Maui.
I'm the only bit of 2D animation left in this department.
See ya.
Which sucks because it was actually pretty good.
I know.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do a whole episode about 2D animation one day.
Oh god, yeah.
That'd be fun.
Next movie that is 2D animation, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. When will it come back? please.
I mean, we saw a poster for like a Lord of the Rings anime movie.
That is true.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was a thing. That looks raw.
Yeah.
The designs
I don't know how to
look-
feel about it, to be honest. 'Cause,
Why not?
I mean,
Tolkien was a weeb, and we all know it.
yeah. I mean, hey, I'm fine with it.
Granted,
but,
he was alive before anime existed, but don't worry.
But I'm not.
Don't
but,
worry
well,
about that
Is it
fact,
gonna?
it's fine.
Like, we don't know if it's going to take place like before the events.
it's the War of Rohe or whatever it is. It's like isn't that before? I don't know. I'm not a Lord of the Rings guy, but
No, not.
I'll just talk to my friends about it.
but anyway, I think that's all we have on animation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spin
Let's
it.
animate that wheel.
I gotta find those movies. I gotta watch those.
We
eventually.
you know, Bryce would love a Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I'm sure you would.
Walker. He loves those movies.
Yeah. No, they're good. I would love to do Hobbit as well.
I haven't seen them yet. So, fun fact about me: I'm so illiterate. I haven't seen the Lord of the Rings movies yet.
My friend just recently got the Barad-dûr set or the Eye of Sauron, and he built it. And it's like really tall, but it's super cool. I've seen it in person too at the Lego store. I'm like, do I waste a kidney on it?
Remember when it was in Lego Batman?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a great movie too.
that is a great movie.
But anyway, what's
Oh
the
my
wheel
God.
saying?
They need to make more of those. That's what it's saying. No, I'm lying. It's talking about the songs.
Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, Lin-Manuel Miranda wasn't. I think he was originally on board to do the songs for this movie, but later he got replaced by someone else because they put him on the live-action Mufasa movie, which is coming out later this year in December. Mm-hmm. Probably most questionable fumble I've seen in a while from Disney, and that's saying a lot. And you can tell. I don't think there's a bad song in this track.
No,
But
there
like
isn't.
this movie, but like a lot of problems that I'm saying with this movie is that it felt like a lot of the songs and the animation accompanying them were a little too safe. The intro song, it's fine. Granted, I think it's really hard to make a good intro song. So I think the only ones that do it well are Beauty and the Beast and Encanto, just because they set up quite literally everything about those movies, antagonists and all to a degree, except for Beauty and the Beast. But you literally get the prologue where it's like, here's the Beast's whole deal, and then Belle. Like, and again, I'm not going to sit there and put every movie on a pedestal and say that every of their intro songs is perfect. Aladdin, one of my favorite movies of all time, not a good intro song. It sounds great, does have establish jack all. Just doesn't. This movie, it's okay. Like, this intro song, it's okay. Like, it sets up, like, Moana, like, everything is perfect to where I belong, and then it's later going to subvert that. I think that's okay. But I don't know. I think a lot of it was just like I'm singing stuff I could show, and it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it was okay. It wasn't bad.
I think my favorites from the movie were was Maui song and the Bat Ladies song. Those two were well done.
Yeah, her song was great. Like
It was a banger.
I remember going into it thinking, is this the villain song? Are we actually going to get a villain in
same
my
here.
Disney movie for once that we haven't had since? Oh God, was it King Candy? No, it wasn't King Candy.
King
Wait,
Candy never had one.
well, no, I mean like a traditional villain something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Has it been since King Candy?
Well,
Since
there wasn't one
Wreck-It
for
Bunny?
Wish.
Well, no, because oh my God, you're right. It was Wish. I totally blacked out Wish out of my memory
I have
banks.
not seen. I have
Because
not
that
seen
movie
Wish.
is ball water bad.
Like
Okay, no. Screw Moana too. Wish sucks.
segue into Wish.
Wish sucks. This is a fun fact. That was the movie supposed to celebrate Disney's 100th anniversary.
It flopped.
It was cheeks because the whole movie was playing it way too safe, and the whole idea of the movie was like
Mixing 3D animation with 2D animation.
because that's a cool idea. Spider-Verse did it.
Yeah,
a lot
sure.
of Puss in Boots did it. Not a bad idea. It felt like TV animation. It felt like it was playing it too safe. Like the line work. It felt like, like in Robin Hood and like 101 Dalmatians where the line work was really heavy on on those ones because they're trying to save money at the time, so they did a whole new animation process. I know this stuff, I swear. This one, it was like, let's give the characters lines. That'll make it pretty. It wasn't pretty.
Spoiler alert, it was not.
And like the
3D,
whole
it was-
plot of that movie is like Chris Pine's King Magnifico character is like, I only grant a couple wishes to the people who really deserve them because their wishes aren't destructive. Okay, fair enough. And Asha's like, why don't you grant every wish? And he's like, meh.
I'm lazy.
But also it's like, to his credit, maybe some guy wishes I will rule the world. And it's like, well, whoa. Like that whole movie's premise It's just like, ugh. All the songs sound like pop songs. They don't sound like traditional Disney music, which is crazy to me because they didn't hire theater people for that song. They hired pop artists, and nothing against y'all, but you shouldn't be writing a musical.
It would have been better if they were to have obviously keep the animation how it is, but use like you said, original Disney music, like from 101, like 101 Dalmatians and all those
because
ones.
that's the problem with the movie. Where it's trying to be Disney so bad. I mean, Peter Pan, I think, even shows up at one point in that movie. I'm like, Tinkerbell. I blocked it out again. I blacked out this whole movie because it was awful.
I just haven't seen it. I just don't care for it.
You know what? Right decision. It's not great. Guys,
Thank you.
Moana 2, okay. Go see it if you can. Wish, avoid at all costs. It is the black plague of animated movies. It's going to give you syphilis.
Official announcement for the Double After Hours podcast. Do not see Wish. That is all.
Do not. It's like an STD of a movie. It's just you're going to get nothing out of it.
I love
It will not aid you in any way. But anyway.
Anyways,
Moana
back to
2.
the music for Moana 2.
So back to the music. The Bat Lady song, very fun. I liked how it was think outside the box. It felt like it was kind of whipping and going in different places. The animation, I think, in that sequence would have went a little harder because I keep thinking back to everything they did in Moana 1 and how those songs still progress the plot. And it felt like for quite a few of them here, they really didn't. Bat Lady progressed the plot. I'll give it that. I think Maui to some extent did.
Sure.
The intro song's the intro song. I mean, the team building song, I liked that one. I think it's fun. There's a lot of bits I actually laughed at in that one. But so much of the songs felt like you're playing it too safe. It's like lacking like that rhythm that Miranda has where those bits and pieces that are coming back together in ways you wouldn't expect. And not trying to dunk on any of the songwriters here, but when you put, and I'm not trying to glaze Miranda, but I'm sitting there going you put a very high pedestal and a high bar you had to reach. And you almost got there, as I don't think there was a bad idea for a song here, but you missed. I don't think it's the worst soundtrack they produced recently. I think it's better than Frozen 2's, but man, guys,
What happened?
what happened?
What happened?
I just wish they kept Miranda on board.
I
felt like
that would've been
or at least
great.
as a supervisor or something, his guiding hand for this new generation to figure it out.
yeah.
Because it's you're wasting him on the live action Mufasa movie that no one asked for.
And that no one cared. Which
And that
why is
trailer.
it I don't care. Why is it live action?
Because the live action one made over $1 billion.
And that true.
And Seth Rogen's there. He's Pumbaa.
Anyways, Aaron, do you have anything to say about the music?
Because after the Wish tangent and then the songs, what do we think about songs, guys?
I gave my 5 cents to it. Aaron, it's time for you to get add your 1 cent.
I'm just still not happy with live action Mufasa. That's not okay.
It's just an awful idea.
Get that out of here. Get the lions versus the white lions. It's
I know you're
okay.
mad, Disney stole from the movie and now they're stealing again.
Kimber the White Lion.
Yes.
Bring it back.
I'm just saying, one of them's more popular for a reason.
It's true. That's true. It's like Oreos and Hydrox cookies.
Not the whatever the bootleg Oreos are called, cream betweens or whatever.
No.
Cream between.
Hydrox cookies. They were the original.
Really?
And Oreo ripped them off, and they became more popular. And now Hydrox is.
Well,
defunct.
isn't every success story just a rip-off in disguise?
Somewhat, yeah.
I mean, that's how Edison became famous.
That's true.
I'm Edison, I rule.
Look
it up. Edison was a dick.
Oh, it's so true. No, music-wise, I think everything was fine. The Bat Lady song, though, that
Pretty
was
good.
really good. That was, like I said earlier, it's still my favorite one from the entire film. Oh, and I wish it, like you said, I'm gonna parrot this entire thing. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
But, yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, right. That'll never die. But yeah, I wish it went harder. I wish, the animation and music, it could have worked so well with that, but it was just, it was either lacking in the music or it was lacking in the animation, and it never just kind of
Played it too safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you
Play it safe.
Play it safe, yeah.
I
was going to say that's what happens when you Disney, but...
Well, no, the classic story is that you don't want to lose everything and you play it too safe and you end up losing what you didn't know you had.
Sure.
Gotta take risks, people, even if you fail.
Go do it.
Definitely. You know what we can do?
Spin the wheel.
Exactly. You read my mind, Charlie.
Take a risk.
Take a risk and spin that wheel.
Listen to the Double After Hours podcast.
Take a risk
Make
and
your own.
bet it all on black.
Make your own. Make the triple before minutes podcast.
What?
Take a risk. Well, our lawyers will hit that we don't have.
No, we
We'll
have
hit-
one.
We do have one.
Yeah.
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 Who?
Yeah.
Me.
Our
You know,
one lawyer.
you know what you can take a risk in?
Cease
Roulette and
and
put it
desist.
all on black.
There you go. It's the gambling way. It's the Shane way.
Shane way.
The Shane way.
I'm gonna make sure Shane gambles all the way his savings when he's drunk
Yeah.
and give them to me.
Put directly in bank account. Direct deposit.
Shane realizing he's signing everything away to me.
Absolutely not.
Amazing. Can't wait. Also can't wait for this next whip on the wheel. We are talking about Moana.
Oh my god. Well, guys, I think Moana, like, I know as much as I've been dunking on this movie, I don't think this movie ruins any characters, you know?
No.
Like, Moana, she's still very enjoyable here. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah,
like
definitely.
you watch this movie and go, like, I know why people fell in love with her in the original. She's still quirky, she's still fun, like, she's still total go-getter. And what's fun about her is, like, and again, like, even if the movie doesn't do this to the fullest extent, is that they're doing a lot of role reversals with her.
Sure.
Like we mentioned earlier with the Maui song, she was the one to hype up Maui. Now Maui's the one to hype up her. She had to be taught wayfinding. Now she has to teach wayfinding to other people. She now has to even learn more about wayfinding than she had thought initially that it was. I think these are all great concepts. But again, it feels like with a few things, it just didn't go hard enough. I think the writers like totally knew the right place to take this character. But it just felt like they just didn't take her to the extra mile to where I think I would sit there and go like, wow, Moana, totally a changed person. And again, she's still very enjoyable in this movie. I was never annoyed with her. I was more annoyed that I wish it went harder. But the one, I think, a big important thing about this is at the end of the movie when she dies, quote unquote, and then comes back,
Or she
She-
falls asleep.
she gets reincarnated or like becomes a new, like she wakes back up and becomes a demigod.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's too early for that beat
Yeah.
because I
That would
think
have been
like
better if it was saved for the third movie.
because it feels like the whole like thesis statement of like I guess if Moana is going to be a franchise and a trilogy now, which I guess that's a decision. If the whole thesis is that it's humans versus the gods, as it feels like it's trying to be, or like the relationship that gods have with humans, then why make your prominent human a god? Why
Right.
take away what makes her different in this story and why her being human is ultimately going to prove why she is going to save the day? It just felt, I'm not mad that Moana is a god. I think that's an interesting idea in concept. It just felt like it was a beat that happened too early. It feels like that's a movie 3 beat. She becomes a god and then Maui dies. They
Right.
trade off. Because now we're in a position, and we'll get to this with Maui in a bit, where Maui, quote unquote, loses his godhood and then gets it right back. It's like,
Like, what's
this-
going on?
that's the whole thesis. It felt too safe.
Sure.
It felt like you weren't afraid to lose something. As initially I'm going, you know, and I'll save that for the Maui section. I want to focus on Moana because
No,
it's a
that's
whole
fair.
different can of worms. But Moana, I still really enjoyed her. She's a great character.
Her
She just-
design was really good.
I love her new design. It's so good. And it's like, I still really enjoy this character, but it felt like it was not enough of the beats they set up and some beats they gave us not at the right time.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
What do we all think?
You basically said all the words that a lot of the words I was gonna say, but yeah, I enjoyed the character. I like the design. I like the tattoo design, like on her
Sure, it
arm,
looks
though.
great.
It was really clean. And like keeping it only on just like a certain part. It was good. It's not like going crazy.
When you said that it didn't ruin any characters, yeah, it didn't ruin anything. But with the side characters, it's a team effort, right?
Right.
And, you know, if you think of a traditional team effort, when somebody's not really playing ball, Bryce, you know, it kind
He's busy. He'll play ball eventually. He'll have
Well,
to.
busy.
Sometimes-
We'll force him.
you know, it causes things to just kind of, I guess, to be dumbed down,
Sure.
where it's not as extravagant as it was in the first one. So I think if they just kind of brought all that up a little bit and, you know, made some cool animation things and, you know, had that coordinate with the songs, there's your team effort right there.
Sure.
There's your good movie. But, you know.
That's fair.
Moana herself, I thought, was a fine character.
Yeah.
Like you said, new design's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And now time for the last section.
It is time for the last thing, which is, as I titled it here, Maui time, so white.
Yeah, so I know I've made my fair share of jokes, and will continue to do so about The Rock. That part is not going to change.
He's an interesting person.
I'm not saying he phoned it in. I am saying is that this movie didn't give him enough to like not phone it in. You know, where in the first one it felt like they weren't afraid of making Maui like a little vulnerable. This one felt like the total opposite, where like even there were a couple moments, it just felt like, man, he doesn't have the same emotional sauce he had in the first one.
Sure.
You know? And I keep going back to the fact that like Maui sacrifices himself to try and lift up the island and loses his godhood, which for one thing is a beat I don't hate, but it, again, like I said with Moana, not the right time.
Right.
It didn't feel like this was building to that at all. Like that just happened and I'm going like, okay, they're gonna fake it out, right? And then they did. And I'm like, all right. And it makes Maui, and besides the bit where he's cheering up Moana like she did him, which again, I really like that idea. I think that's cool. But it felt like other than that, it's Maui time, you know? It's like, you know what Maui is, and you're going to get a semi-Flanderized version of that. I didn't hate it. I never like looked at him and like, he didn't really make a lot of jokes. Oh my God.
Words are hard sometimes.
I'm Maui from New Jersey. I'm about to hook you, Moana, on this pizza pie.
That's funny.
You sounded so white.
You sounded not white enough. It's me, Maui DeVito, quarterback for the New York Giants. But man, Daniel Jones got released. That's crazy.
I know.
But
Yeah.
anyway,
Episode officially dated.
well, this episode was dated a long time ago.
Fair enough.
yeah.
But anyway, point is that. Well, I mean, it's like it's Thanksgiving time. It's a time capsule.
I know.
But most of this discussion isn't dated.
Yay!
Yay. All right.
All right.
We saved 95% of it.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. But yeah, like I guess as like a main thesis statement, it felt like with Maui, it was not enough of the sauce of the original. And I feel like Maui's the perfect kind of thesis statement of what I think this movie is. And I know I kind of complained about it a bit with Moana 1, where that movie I felt like at times was being a little smarter than it was. And it was trying to subvert so many classic tropes. This movie was playing it way too straight with the tropes they actually had.
Sure.
Where Moana 1 felt like a subversion of Disney, this one felt like, we're just going to play hard into it. And it's like, huh. I mean, I
Okay.
guess you're playing hard into the tropes because Disney isn't good at making sequels, but
Yeah.
man. Ugh.
Yeah. Oof.
Now, on the topic, since we're on the topic of Dwayne and
Of Mr.
Maui,
Dwayne.
I've seen photos of his live action version of Maui, and I don't know how to feel about it.
It's bad.
Like,
Why is this getting
you're
a live action
releasing,
movie?
you already released the second one, and now you're making a live action of the first one.
You're going too hard and fast.
Exactly.
You're going to get people burnt out.
I mean, like, I don't know how I feel. I just would leave it as animation and just
Feel angry.
But Maui.
yeah.
Maui though. But Maui, it was a good character. I did like how like as you said earlier about how he's lifting up Moana like she did with him. I liked it. I liked that. The song for that was really good. Like I said.
I don't like that they just went back and just went over the same crap from the first movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
just
yeah.
why? I mean, well, I know why.
Roles reversed.
I know why. Don't
Right.
worry. I know why. But I don't know. You could have done so much more with it, and you didn't.
Right.
And that's the moral of the story, basically.
Yeah, and I guess like closing thoughts, if that's where we're at, I guess I'll start.
Sure.
It felt like with this movie, again, I know I've been dunking on it pretty relentlessly this time, but it is still an enjoyable movie. I'm being this critical because I think Moana 1 is a great movie. I think it belongs in the top 10 conversation. It's a strong 9.5 out of 10. And this movie is like a 6 or a 7. it just didn't reach that bar.
Sure.
And it kind of sucks because I was looking at this movie after Inside Out 2 going, okay, the company, even though Pixar's its own separate wing and has not a great reputation with sequels at times, I'm going, okay, you made a good Inside Out 2, which is something I didn't think, well, I mean, obviously there's ideas for it, but something like I was worried about. Let's see what we do with Moana 2, even though knowing all of the stuff and all the production messes that kind of went on behind the scenes. And man, it just didn't feel like it stuck the landing. Like, I felt like it was okay. I'm sure a third movie will come out because I'm sure this movie, like, it isn't bad enough where I think people aren't going to watch it. It's like has currently a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes as of recording this on Tuesday. I'm sure maybe they'll get a little higher and lower. We'll see.
Give it time.
I don't know. I'm just not sure. Like, I feel like bring some other people back. Bring John Musker and Roy Clements back, who directed the first movie. I want some direction with this one again, as it felt like this was a very classic modern Disney decision to make in a way that they were worried about losing money and they were worried about not keeping people in theaters because they realized had a little misfire, and they're like, okay, we'll make this Moana 2. That'll bring some people back. And I'm worried this is going to start the chain of people losing favor with the original and that losing its value. It feels very short-sighted. That's what worries me. Again, I don't think this movie is awful. I think if, like, you like Moana, you should probably see this. You'll probably enjoy parts of it. Again, it's like a 6 or 7 out of 10.
That's fair.
But the original is is a 9.5.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it frustrates me.
That I can get behind. But going to me, like I said, this movie is good. I never said it was like excellent, but like you said, I did enjoy the first one. This one, it was good. Obviously, some aspects of it could be better or could be changed. But the way, I liked all the music and stuff, animation. Those were really good. Change a few points in the movie, then my score would probably be a little bit different. But
make movie better, score better.
You know what? Take it back, redo it, then re-release it.
Just re-release it.
Well,
We can't do a Snyder cut every time.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But yeah, all in all, it's good. We'll put it at that. Aaron, you're up.
Well, I don't want to. I feel like what I'm about to say is going to give me a one-way ticket to Parrotsville.
Oh no, one-way ticket to Mr. Beltville.
Mr. Beltville. Yeah. So, is that where I get belted or I buy the belt?
Yes.
You buy the belt and then get belted.
Okay, so it's like a equivalent exchange.
A little bit.
Okay.
That's a Full Metal Alchemist reference.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Guys, that show's really good. One day.
He wants to talk about it.
One day.
He's so adamant about it.
1 week.
1 week? Dude, that's 60 episodes. We can't get that all in 1 week.
Yeah, 1 week. Chickadee China to Chinese chicken.
Speed run.
Drumstick.
I will Nina you.
Oh, okay. Man,
He's so mad.
Yeah.
Look at him.
He's shocked.
Fuming. Anyways, so I've said this before, and I'll say it one more time around. You could have done so much more with this. It feels like there's the team effort. I just want to come back to that team effort thing. All of these parts have to come together to make the movie good. But there's so much lacking when it comes to the side characters and Moana. You know, that energy, there could have been so much more with that. Animation and songs. Not really. Some songs, yes, better than others, but there's nothing really in there that wowed me.
Right.
Yes, still very watchable. It's perfectly fine. I will sit through it. It's cool. It's not Joker 2. I want fast forwarding all the time.
Sure.
Right.
You know, so yeah.
Yeah, well, I think
it's good. It's good.
It's okay.
That's fair. I think we covered everything with Moana 2.
I believe we did.
Yeah, it's definitely better than best thing since, I don't know, Joker 2.
Sliced bread.
Since Joker 2. I mean, we didn't do an episode on Venom 3, but
yeah, which that'll be a fun one to do in the near future.
I have noticed. I've complained too much about that
No,
movie.
yeah,
you
have.
I have noticed.
Especially,
I have rewritten parts of that movie because it frustrated me that much.
Which I
because
like
Bryce was like, "No, it's a great movie. Everything's fine," and I'm like, "You,
you idiot!"
But anyway,
That's it. I think that's it for today.
But guys, if you do not want to be an idiot and you like what we do, I have a great pitch for you.
Ignorant.
You guys don't be ignorant, guys. Listen, don't
pull a Bryce.
Yes, do not be ignorant, and I have a great pitch for you. I want you to follow us on all of our different places you can listen and check us out on social media. We have a bunch of places we're streaming on right now, such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Deezer, Samsung, and a bunch of others. If you go to rss.com, the Double After Hours podcast, and you find where we're listed on everything besides YouTube. But we're also on YouTube. We have all of our links, or wherever you can find our links, listed in the description of these episodes, wherever you find them below. So if you're worried about that, go check it out there. As for social medias, we have an Instagram, a Facebook, and a TikTok. They're all under the Double After Hours podcast. Again, wherever you listen to these episodes, the links for those accounts will be in there, so it's very easy to access. We also have a YouTube channel where we upload all of these episodes and some extra content as well. Like, we're going to have a bunch of gaming and content that's going to be coming out soon. So if you want to stay tuned to that, because again, we are going on a hiatus from like the end of December into early February. We want to give ourselves a break, but all of our extra content to keep you guys tided over will be on that YouTube channel, and I want to start telling you guys now. So if for some reason you just need us in your lives, which first of all, thank you for the support.
We really
on the
appreciate
YouTube.
the support.
As of this recording, we're at 73 subscribers, and like last time we were like at 60. So like,
It's huge.
It's also an honor to do this podcast too.
and our goal is to get to 100 by the end of the year. So if you want to make that happen, tell your friends, tell your families, share this around us. There's not a lot of great ways to share new podcasts around under those directories, but you can change that. Share with people you think will enjoy.
Change the future.
Exactly. Change the future. Be like Future Chunks and don't get jumped by a bunch of androids. I want you to share these podcasts around and make us the next big thing, because that's what you guys deserve, because you guys deserve greatness, and we're going to keep getting better for all of y'all. But as of that, I think that's all I have to say. I'm Charlie Robinson, and was Moana 2 a total wash? No, but I did drift a little shore.
A little bit, yeah. Well, for me, thank you guys for listening. It's always a pleasure, and also being in person for the first time since August, which is really nice.
Feels great to be in the studio again.
Yeah, definitely. And then
So cozy down here.
it
right?
is, but it's always nice to have the opportunity to be here in person and actually talk to you guys face to face instead of just through the screen. But hey, I still love doing this podcast. It's always a lot of fun, and this movie, like Charlie said, not watched, but it did drift a little bit.
Just a tad.
Just a bit.
Teeny tiny bit.
off.
But, oh no, that's
Not much.
That's all I have to say.
Not much.
That's all I have to say.
Not much.
I'm Shane's. Not
much. Not much.
Charlie,
Don't mute me. I'm done.
No, mute.
Okay.
Are you sure? Are you sure, Charlie?
He promises.
Okay. But anyways, I've been Shane Siegel. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you all in the future.
I thought he was gonna bust out.
Yeah, I like opened my mouth like
Yeah,
a
he's
preemptive,
getting
like.
ready.
I saw that.
That's all right. And I'm Aaron Gresser, and we'll catch y'all next time. All right. Goodbye. Thank you for listening to the Double After Hours podcast. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Be sure to check out our social media pages on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I'm Aaron Gresser, and thanks for staying after hours.
You like that? Huh? You like that? Wah! You just tune this out, don't you? Wah! Well, tune this out. Wah!